What's going on, YouTube? Stan, another video. We gotta have a talk, guys. We really gotta have a talk. But I'm on my way to Attitude Streetcars. I gotta go basically film a quick video for them for one of the products that they've got on one of their shop cars. So I've gotta go do that. I'll roll some B-roll probably right after this in the intro. I'll roll some B-rolls of all that stuff. And then we gotta have a talk about what I got going on, because I almost messed up the Camaro and it would have been bad, but crisis averted. New plans are in the works, so we gotta have a talk and we'll get to it in a minute. Video that I had to do for Attitude Streetcars. Obviously I haven't edited it yet, but I will put something together to put into this video that you just watched. So I have to tell you about all the changes that are coming up for the channel, and I feel like I've done this style of video maybe 2 or 3 times, twice on the truck, 1 time on the car, but I'm finally in a position to do all of this stuff, and I'll have the time to do it. Those are the 2 biggest things beforehand, because I'll be honest with you, to do anything performance the right way, it's going to cost you some money, and there's no way around it. There's nothing you can do about it. Yes, I get discounts from a lot of the places that I get stuff from, because I know the right people. Also, Attitude Streetcars takes care of me when it comes to that stuff. So I'm lucky with that. But this stuff, no matter what, there's a cap on how little this stuff's gonna cost. I wish this camera would get it together. But so that's one thing. Plus I have the time in the meantime to get some of this stuff done. That's another thing. There's 2 things that I want to do. The 2 of them will cause both of my vehicles to be down, not at the same time, but one or the other, but I can get them knocked out about the same time the way I'm going to do it. But first things first, let me tell you how I got to this point. 2 weekends ago, almost 3, by the time this video comes out, it'll be like 3 weekends ago. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know this, but I decided that I was just going to put the LT4 Supercharger on my car and run with it. Was tired of waiting on the engine. Plus I have a pending military obligation coming up that will have me obligated for a while. So with that being said, I wanted to drive my car, enjoy my car, have a little horsepower in my car before it was time for me to leave. So I said, you know what, I'm not going to turn it up too much, really have a safe tune in it. Even if I blow the engine up, I got another engine that's being built, so I really won't care no matter what happens. So go ahead and put the supercharger on. Let's have a good time. That was the plan. So I get everything together, take my car up to Attitude. I've got the shop for the whole weekend to myself to lift it up, put it down, do this, that, and the third, whatever. So the first day, which was, I took off Friday. So yeah, Friday, I start breaking the car down. Actually, no, I started breaking the car down on Saturday. I took it up there on Friday. Started breaking the car down, and things are going along. On the 6th gens, you take the front bumper off because you got to mount the heat exchanger. Plus, I had to clean up. If you have a 6th gen, you know how dirty the front air ducts get with dirt and leaves. Mine had a big old bug on it. Keep in mind, the reason I'm telling you guys this because I didn't film any of this. I was going to film it towards the end, but I had to figure it out. Another thing is, if you don't know, I was putting the LT4 Supercharger on it. I don't know if I said that or not, but LT4 Supercharger was going on the car. Watch my previous uploads to get a little bit more details of what setups I had, what parts I had, things like that. If you want a whole breakdown, just go to lsaconversions.com, or you'll have to look it up for c-8parts.com, but it pops up as LSA Conversions because that's the original website. Look them up. They'll have every single part that you need to do an LT4 conversion on a 6th gen SS. So I'm going through it. I kind of mount the heat exchanger, not in the way I will want to, but I get it mounted. So we conquered that one. Now keep in mind the whole time I'm using the Whipple instructions, just like I said. But I start to realize there's something odd. The bracket that holds the supercharger coolant pump or intercooler pump or heat exchanger pump, whatever you want to call it. Luckily, Attitude had a Z01 there that helped me out a lot. Because it was very hard. My dad has a CTSV, and it was very hard to see what was going on inside the CTSV. So the biggest thing is, and I see why it's not a problem in the aftermarket because they have alternative options. But I get to the point where I have to mount the intercooler pump, and I realize the bracket that is in the SS, the bracket is there. In the SS, the bracket's there, but it doesn't have the ears that come off the whole pump. To replace that bracket with the right one that has the ears, you have to drop the whole entire front subframe. So the whole front cradle that holds the engine, basically holds the transmission besides the transmission mount. Every single part has to drop down. So I thought maybe, I wish I had, probably shouldn't be filming this right now, but anyway, the bracket has a lip that hangs over the edge where the bolt goes. So you can't just get the pressure off the bracket and slide it out. You've got to drop it about 1/2 inch. You got to drop the cradle 1/2 inch just to get this bracket out. So I tried to take as much pressure off the cradle as I could by loosening up bolts to see how far I could get it to drop down without the whole motor falling out. But it didn't work. Basically, it didn't work. It wasn't going to work. And I didn't feel okay with continuing any further. Like I said, I'll try to add a video or a picture of what I'm talking about as far as the lip for the bracket and everything. But I did that and it didn't work. So I had to make a decision. Either continue to try to figure out alternatives to make things work, or just wait and install it the right way, or do something different the right way. On my car, the amount of money these parts cost, the amount of money I've already put into it with the engine, buying the supercharger and all that, I didn't want to put something together that's not right. Because to repair a 6th gen is a lot of money. To do a repair on my 02 Silverado, it's still a lot of money, but it's nowhere near, it's probably a quarter of the price to do the same thing that I would want to do in the Camaro. So let's say, like, I've got 2-3 LS engines at my house, a 5.3 and a 6.0. If this, God forbid, this engine's been strong, but if something were to happen to this engine right now, it'd be okay. I could put another one together in a few days and put it in this truck in a few days and be back on the road like it never happened. That car, that 6th gen Camaro, no sir. No sir. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna cost some money. So, the plan, what you guys wanna know, is, let me get myself prepared. We're putting a Texas Speed 427 in the Camaro. So I have decided that this was my original plan from the beginning. I wanted a 427, but then I came across a Supercharger and said, I guess I will go boost it how I thought I might want to. But I tried to go boost it, didn't work out. Not that it didn't work out, I could still make it work. But at this point, I'd just rather get the 427. So Texas Speed 427, fully built from Texas Speed, is what I'm getting for the car. That process will start towards the end of the year. I'll get the engine and we'll stay naturally aspirated. I was gonna call it a 6th gen Z28, but my buddy Lyndon, shout out to him, he came up with the good name of the 1LE.R or 1LE-R. Just like you have a GT350R, you have a Z28R for the 5th gens, C7R. So I'll call it the 1LE-R. They got Z01 1LE. Even though it's not a Z28, I kind of like it. So, I mean, because if you look at K-Tech's Time Attack Grand Sport, it's their naturally aspirated 427 build. The Z28 is basically a Time Attack car, track car, as opposed to the Z01, which is more of a drag car. It has a 427 in it. C6Z's fastest car, 427. Not to say that putting a 427 in my car will make it the fastest car. I'm not saying that. But just like, I mean, if you follow any of these 427 6th gens, they're beating up on a lot of stuff because they're fast. So that's the plan. Also, another plan for the truck is I'm gonna put a 408 in it. I have the 6-liter. My original plan before was to leave the 6-liter like it was, put Frankenstein heads on it, put a really good cam in it, and boost it. But I think I want to do a 408 because I've done the cost analysis, or whatever you want to call it. It's not really analysis, it's common sense. It doesn't cost much more at all just to go ahead and do a 408 versus a 6-liter. So we're doing a 408 stroker for the truck with Frankenstein heads, still a good cam, bullet racing cam most likely, and we'll leave it at that. So those are the two things, and the main thing I want to share with you guys was the whole fact of I didn't put the LT4 Supercharger on, and I was going to try to sell it and all this other stuff, but we've got another plan for that Supercharger. Another plan, I'm not even using the built motor that should be picking up in the next few days. Like, I have a whole brand new forged internal LT1 with a cam and all this. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, you know now. I have literally a $5,000-$6,000 motor ready to go in the car, but I'm not even using it. But it will find another home. It will stay in the fleet. So just know that. That one will probably be the best out of everything we have, in all honesty. But I wanted to share that with you. Hopefully you can hear anything I said. I'll probably have to edit this video anyway, so I appreciate you guys for watching. This is Stan. I just wanted to share that stuff with you. A little bit exciting in the beginning, then you had to look at me talk the whole time. But 427 for the SS1LE Camaro 17. 427. I was gonna do a 416, but then I said, sorry. I'll do a 427. 408 for the truck. Frankenstein heads. So that'll be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment. Everybody have a good day.